Hi, this is Bird from Birds SVGs, and in this video we'll be putting together the Swan Gatefold card, and that's from the Love Birds SVG collection. So I didn't realise that I didn't have my video recording at the start of this assembly, but what I did was I took the beaks of my swans and I just added some shading to the top edges because swans' beaks do actually go darker as they go back towards the eye. So that's all really that I did, and then I popped some 3D foam pads behind my two little birds, ready for when I pop them onto my card. Okay, so I'm just going to assemble the card base now, and you've got the two side pieces, and they've got flaps on, or these long tabs, so you just want to glue them onto your card base. And the only thing you want to pay attention to here is if you're using textured card like I am, or pattern paper even, you just want to make sure that it's all facing the same way. So I've got all of my smooth sides on the inside of my card, so all my textured sides are on the outside. And then you've got a layer to go on the inside of your card. And this will be what peeks through the cutout design in the insert, which is where you'll write the message to your recipient. And I'm just folding my card to make sure that it's not obscuring either of the folds, which it shouldn't be because it's a little bit smaller. Now I've got my insert here, and you'll see that there are actually cut out design around the edge, and then you've got this heart panel in the middle where you can write the message to your recipient. So I'm just going to add some glue. Now because I've got a precision tip, I'm taking the glue all over the edge of this design, but if you don't have a precision tip, then obviously don't worry about doing that. Just add a few dots here and there, and that will be sufficient to hold it in place. I'm just lining that white piece up exactly with the grey piece because they're the same size, so you can just use that. Okay, so I'm just making sure my two pattern pieces of paper, which are going to go on the front of my card, are the same way round. And then I've got some a similar cutout detail to go on the front of my card, which is obviously cut in half. So we'll be putting these two panels together, and then when they're done we'll put them onto the front of our card. So you just want to line it up with the edge of the underneath piece. They're exactly the same size. And again, I've got a precision tip, so I'm running glue around all of the areas all over this panel. But if you don't have a precision tip, as long as you've got the edges with glue on and then a couple of dots in between, be absolutely fine. But if you do find that any pieces are lifting, you can always do my spatula trick. If you've not got a spatula, just use maybe a piece of card, something as flat as you can get it. Add a little bit of glue, slide it under, and that will sort it out. Okay, now these are ready. We'll pop them on the front of our card. Now when you place these, you'll have a little bit of a border, not a very big one, but a very small one at the top and bottom, and as this is going on the left hand side of my card, I'll have a little border on the left. But what you want to do is you want to butt it up to the where the two sides meet in the middle. You want to butt your panels up to that side. So on the left side you want to butt it up to the edge of the right side, and on the right side you want to butt it up against the edge of the left. And what you'll see is when you fold the two pieces together, the two panels actually meet, because you don't want a border on that middle edge. Okay, like I said earlier, I put some 3D foam pads on the back of these swans, so I'm just taking off the backing off those, and I can just pop it in place. Now there is a little bit of a gap between the swan and the decorative panel around it, so I'm using that to put my swan into place, but there is supposed to be a small border there. You kind of want it so the two beaks almost butt up against each other, they almost touch. And then obviously the necks of the swans, they actually form a heart shape. I'm using a bone folder to just make sure that my card is folding. Right, we're going to put our matching envelope together. So you'll see the design that we had on the insert of our card, we've actually got here on the front of our envelope. So we've got plenty of room there in the middle of that heart to write the name of the recipient, or the address if you choose to put it through the post. If you'd rather send a plain envelope through the post, there is one included in your download. So I've put some glue around the edge of my panel that I'm going to pop in the inside of my envelope, and then I'm adding some glue here and there around the cutout design in the front of my envelope. In the end, I probably did cover near enough the whole area because I do get carried away. But if you just put some around that heart area and then just a few dots around the cutout areas, that'll be fine to hold it in place. So I've folded along the score lines in my envelope before I add this panel in, because I find it's easier to kind of see where the score lines are, to make sure that the panel is in between all of the score lines. I won't actually foul any of them when I want to fold them up. So we're just adding some glue to the bottom two edges of our side tabs, and then we're folding the bottom flap up. And then as soon as that's taken hold, we'll just pop the card inside. So even though I've got 3D foam pads on my swans, there's plenty of room in there for your card. And I hope this card comes in handy for as a Valentine's card, or maybe to congratulate someone on their engagement or an anniversary, or maybe even a wedding. And I hope your recipient enjoys receiving it.